we got to talk about your team, Mike, the Tennessee Volunteers. Emphasis on the tears after Saturday, as a lot of them were shed in Neyland. Georgia extends their overall winning streak to 28 games, which now ties an SEC record. Carson Beck makes it look easy to the tune of 298 and 3 scores. Oh, Mike, it started so good. Tennessee, big time 70-yard rushing touchdown to start the game. And then, as you and my wife have told me many times, that was, a fun 11 seconds. And after that, It was disaster. And so now you look up, the Volunteers 7-4, all 4 losses coming in SEC play. Is the honeymoon over for Josh Heupel?
I think it's safe to say it is, but, I think it's Tennessee fans, myself included, we're crazy. We're a crazy crew, but we're not crazy enough to put this man on the hot seat, given how he's elevated this program. So, they still have to beat Vanderbilt to go 8-4 if they win a bowl game. 9 wins. Again, you got to have some perspective. A 9-win season at Tennessee, that shouldn't be the standard, but it'd be probably the 3rd best record in 20 years here. So, they massively disappointed. You can point to a lot of things: quarterback play, receiver, offensive line, basically the whole offense. T-Bob, how about this stat? Against Florida, Alabama, Georgia, and Missouri, the 4 toughest games, the games they lost, 9 total points Tennessee scored in the second half of all 4 of those games combined. This is not the Tennessee you expect to get under Josh Heupel, and they have got to turn this around next year, because the defense has made strides, but they're never going to be a defensive team. They need to be able to outscore people. They have to be scoring 30, 35 points per game if they're going to win some of these games, and it's just been pathetic on the offensive side of the football.
Look, and I would say this, right? Do not panic on Josh Heupel. We still have to remember where Tennessee was for about 15 years there, and it's where they should never be. They were way lower than they should have been. As you said, this 9-4 season, if you pull it off and finish the fight, still very respectable in relation to that history. Like the 11-2 year was just ahead of schedule. And if you're telling me that Josh Heupel's biggest problem that he has to figure out is getting a lead offense, I trust Josh Heupel to get that figured out. For those that may not know, Tennessee does have a 5-star quarterback waiting in the rings. Iamaleava. They paid him a lot of money a couple of years ago. Real quick before we go to break here, Mike, what's the kind of inside scoop on Iamaleava, how he's trending? Do they think he's going to be the guy next year?
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to build around him, and what they need to help him, they need to bring in some receivers. They got a 5-star receiver incoming, but I think they were scared to play him against Georgia because they didn't want him to get battered against that Georgia defense. So look for him to play extensively against Vanderbilt, and I would be surprised if he doesn't even start. I think he'll start and play the entire bowl game. I really do.